Hello and welcome to another tutorial from Coding Demos. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps on how you could download Android Studio Quail 3 into your machine. Now, right now I'm in the main page here. Now, it depends on the OS that is running in your machine. If it's a Mac or a Windows, the page will actually automatically detect that for you. How does that work? Basically, you just click on the button here and you just have to go through the terms and condition. And if you scroll all the way down, since I'm running a Mac OS with Apple chip, so if you click on the I have read and agreed to the terms and condition, then you can see these two buttons are lighted up, and you can choose the kind of installation that you want based on your machine specification. You choose that and the download will start. Now, before I even go into the download steps, you can actually download this into a different kind of OS. So if you scroll all the way down here, and you can see there's this section here called Android Studio Downloads. Then we have the version for Windows, Mac, and Linux, and Chrome OS. Now, if you prefer to download an older version of Android Studio for some reasons, you are welcome to do that. How you can do it? Well, you can click on this Download Archive button. Once you click on that, let me just open this in a new tab. Now, once you open this, then you can see this message here that says this page provides an archive of Android Studio releases. However, we recommend that you download the latest stable version and the latest preview version. Now, what's the difference between the two? Well, the latest stable version is the one that has been fully tested by the Android team, and it is available for us to download from the homepage. Whereas the latest preview version, these are the ones, let me just open that. This is like the release that is has been tested but not fully kind of like approved by the team, and they are still accepting feedback. You can see here your input is important to improve the Android developer experience, so you're welcome to sign up to share your feedback on these kind of releases. And you can see the difference here. If you scroll down a bit, then you can see it's download Quail 4, whereas if you go to the main page here, it is 3. So the version is slightly different because this is stable, as I mentioned, and the Canary is the one is currently in a testing phase. Now, it is recommended to download the main one, but if you prefer to see the new changes or the new updates by the team, you're welcome to download the Canary version. Alright, now you click on the download, and I have already downloaded this. So the next step is, let's go through the installation process. Alright, so this is the page. I've already did I have downloaded the app, and this is the first step that you need to do if you're running a Mac. So all you have to do is just click and drag into the application folder. Once you do that, then you can see a bit of progress happening here to shows that you're actually copying the application. Now, once the application is complete, then let me just open that here, and we'll wait for it. So it's verifying things from the background, and yes, you click on the open here, and this is the main page. Now, I have few demo applications from the earlier version of Android Studio. That's why you see them here. But if you're installing Android Studio on a new machine, then you won't be seeing these applications. You will see an empty page. All right, now let's assume that okay, and then at the bottom here you will see some updates. Now, as you're connected to your internet connection, and the moment you open up Android Studio, it will check in the background if there's any pending updates regarding the Android Studio release, or even the SDK, which is the software development kit. So I'm gonna go through that part later, where we'll show you how you could install these kind of tools and the emulator. But once you have the Android Studio running, then you'll be brought to a page where you need to install the SDK. Now they do release SDK once it's stable, and we need to update them into our Android Studio so that we can use the latest features or latest tools that are being released by the Android team. Alright, so let's assume everything is done already. Now to create a new project, what we do here is you click on the new project button, and you have different choices for you to choose from here. You can build Android apps for the phone and large screens, for Wear OS, for television, for car, and for XR. Now for us, we'll go through the first one, which is the phone and large screens. I'm going to choose the empty activity here, and then you click on the next. Now you're going to give this application a name. The name could be anything that you want. I'm going to just choose my application for this example. The package name is in reverse domain. So what this package name means is, for example, if we go to the Android Studio, Play Store. Play Store, and then we'll let me search for a simple app. You know what? Let me click on any of the apps here. You can see on the top here it says ID equals to com.mystery.dumplings.this. So this long thing, this is actually the package name. Now every Android app that is released in the Google Play Store has a different package name. This is the uniqueness. This is how you could differentiate your app from the rest by based on this package ID here. Now for this example, we're going to go with the default, but how this works is, once you change the name from the top, it's going to reflect in the package name here. Now if I put my application 2, you can see it's being reflected in the package name as well. So whatever you put in the name will be shown in the package name here. And then this is the save location, where exactly you want to save this project. You choose the location that you want, and then we have the minimum SDK. Now let's assume we have downloaded the SDK, because that's part of the main steps. Once you download it, then it will show you the current SDK that is available in your device. Now it shows here it shows minimum SDK is API 24, which is Nougat, and at the bottom here it says your app will run on approximately 99.2% of the devices. Now if you're not sure which SDK to choose as your minimum target, you can actually click on the help me choose here, and this will show you a graph of roughly how many in terms of percentage the number of devices that are currently using specific Android versions. This will actually helps you to target which one that you want to use for your app, because sometimes you want to target a specific version, and based on that it will show you roughly the percentage or the number of people who would actually be able to install your app. This is a really nice guideline, and this is actually updated as of December 2025 to guide you on the kind of versions that you want to use for the kind of SDK that you want to target when developing your app. So just click on OK, and the build configuration language would be Kotlin. Once you have made these changes, or you've made the settings here, you just click on the finish button, and since right now I have some pending SDK updates that I need to do, so I'll need to go through the installation first. You just click on the finish button here. Now alright, so the sync is complete, and you can see I have it says Kotlin version 2.3.10 is available, so you can see what are the new updates in that. And let me just close this, and okay, now you can see we have three sections on the screen here. First is we have the project structure, and then we have the code, and then we have the Gradle. Now, when you start building apps, the things that you would visit the most, I would say, would be the project structure here, because this shows you exactly the files inside your app. This is one section, and then the other one would be the code screen here. And then let me just move this to the side. You can see these buttons on the top. It is set as code, which is you'll be seeing just the code screen. But when you start developing apps, you want to see the code, what exactly that you type here, and how it will look like in the emulator, or even in the design layout. Before you run into the emulator, you have the design layout. What is that? Well, you click on this here split button, and you can see the layout here. Now, if you see a message that says like that, a successful build is needed before the preview can be displayed, you just click on the build and refresh. Give it a moment, and it will show you the layout here. The layout based on the code that we have here. So it says hello Android. Now I'll go through the code in another video. This is the simple greetings based on the code that was run here. And then we have on the left side is as I mentioned, the project structure, which is we have the manifest. Now the manifest is really important. Why? Because this is where later on you'll be whenever you want to work with whenever you want to work with certain APIs, then you need to add certain permissions. We'll go through this later on, but for example, if you're building an app and that app requires an internet connection, you need to define this kind of permission here so that the app works. So manifest is really important. Then we have the Kotlin Java file. Then if you click on the first one, then we have the main activity, which is this is the main file here. The main activity means this is the file that will be triggered when you click on the icon in your app. When you click on the let's say when you run this app on your device or the emulator, then this is the first page that will appear on the screen. How do we do that? Well, thanks to these two lines here. So it says just a quick one. We'll go through this in other videos, but this is basically saying, hey Android Studio, I want to set this main activity as the main, and this will be launched when the user taps on the icon. It's as simple as that. And then we have the res folder here. This is where you'll be dealing with all the graphics. So if you want to upload any images or icons, these are all inside these two folders here. And then we have values. Now values has colors, strings, themes. Now what are these? Like for example, if you have specific colors that you want to use for your app, you can actually customize these colors here in one file, and you can reference them later in your in the main file. No worries, we'll go through this in other videos as well. And then we have strings. Strings is if you want to include values in your app. For example, if you have a screen that has buttons and all that, and you want to label those buttons, you will add those labels inside this file here, because that will be a lot easier. Why? For example, if you plan to translate the app to another language, then you just have to maintain this file here, and then create another version of this file for another language. But this is a different thing beyond the scope of this video. But I will actually explain this in other videos. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section below. This is basically the basic way of running Android Studio. And in the next video, we'll go through the steps on how we could run this project in the emulator. If you love this tutorial, give it a thumbs up, do subscribe to the channel, and happy coding.